All right, we're working on our informative speech presentations. I want you to know I'm providing templates for your outline. So when you upload your outline, you want to make sure that your final outline is in keyword format. It's summarized, there aren't sentences and paragraphs, but that you follow this formality. Now, you're working on an introduction. So I wanted to walk you through how you might put together an introduction just so that you can hear it. You will never start your presentation with, "Hi, I am Leslie, and today I want to talk about this," or "How's everybody doing?" or my name is Leslie and my speech is about blank. You're never going to start. Don't ever start with that. Even if you think, "Oh, I'm supposed to add like a buffer at the beginning of my video," do not do it. You'll lose points. So I'm going to start with my attention getter. So I'm working on a talk for a group of moms. So I'm going to start with a quote, which is one of our types of attention getters. You might also use a question. You could also use a startling statement. You could also tell a story. But I'm going to start with a quote. Mother Teresa once said, "If you want to change the world, go home and love your family." So that's what I would have for the working outline if that's a rough draft. That's everything I'm going to say. Now, for my final draft, I'm going to delete all that and just have Mother Teresa quote. For my final draft, it'll look like that. So remember, rough draft actually has more information. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to leave it just so you can see it. And then audience motivation. Why does this matter, right? Why is this important? So I'm talking to a group of moms and I want to talk about how to connect with their kids. So I'm going to say, according to Pew Research, and I'm going to make up this, but I'm going to, I'll say a 2023 Pew Research study, parents and children are having 40% fewer conversations than parents and children did 15 years ago. So I'm going to say, hey, we're on the decline, and that it's going. So now, that's my working outline. If I were making a final outline, I would take all that information and just put 2023 Pew Research study. Or I would leave 40% statistic. Now, I'm going to say, I'm going to create some credibility. I've studied communication and connection for over 25 years. We know from research that communication is oxygen, I'm using an analogy there, to a relationship. So this is kind of my credibility. I might say I have 3 degrees in it. I might elaborate. I don't want to feel like I'm selling too much, but it's important. And then I'm going to say, today I want to share with you 3 simple tips that you can implement in your home, right? So first I'm going to talk about, I may say 3 simple principles, right? So I'm going to talk about clarity, consistency. I'm going to say clarity. This is going to kind of be how often, or clarity is what you're saying, how often you're saying it. And then finally, I'm going to talk about culture, right? So building culture in your home, what that looks like. So I'm just going to say, today I want to talk about clarity, the words that you're using with your kids. What are you saying? Consistency, how often are you communicating? And then culture. What kind of environment are you creating in your home? So that would be my whole introduction. The fun trick to an introduction and a conclusion, again, this is my quick mini tutorial, is simply I'm going to take my introduction, I'm going to flip it upside down. So I'm going to just work backwards. So when I get to that conclusion, I'm copying, pasting all those parts. I'm saying, today we've talked about building culture in our home, consistency and clarity in our communication. Now, I know that I have spent 25 years really diving into this, and I feel so honored to have shared some of that information with you. Now, the difference between a conclusion and introduction is I can drop that motivation, drop that hook. I don't need them to feel like I'm still selling them on listening. So I'm going to review my main points. I'm going to reiterate. Man, this is an important topic that I feel honored to have shared with you today. And then I'm going to say, I want to leave you with the words that I started with, because I believe we are all called in some way to be a world changer. So I'm going to leave you again with Mother Teresa's words. If you want to change the world, go home and love your family. So that's how I would build my intro, and then that's how I would extract my conclusion from it. I hope that that's helpful. Please know this is what I would consider a working outline. So if I'm working on a draft, I'm practicing and practicing, so then I can start to take away some of these and summarize it. And now it's turning into an extemporaneous presentation that I'm just using cues. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put 2023 Pew Research Study. Then I'm going to summarize this to say my communication expertise. Now I'm going to leave my thesis because I like it's pretty succinct already there. So that's what it looks like to go from a working outline to a speaking outline. Use the template. If you want to get full credit, that's the way to do it. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing the introductions that you build.